It's easy to get caught in the mindset that there's one secret to fitness. I get asked that a lot. What's the secret to fitness? What's the best workout that's going to get me muscles? What's that one superfood that's just going to make me shed weight? You know what my answer is? Well, I'm going to tell you in just a minute. So strap in and get ready for episode 226. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Purdy, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. For my return listeners, thank you for coming back. It means the world to me. I try to keep fitness simple in these bite-sized 10-minute episodes and really just deliver some practical things you can implement on a daily basis. With that being said, please head on over to bonestobulk.com/free meal plan and grab your free meal plan. It's delivered right to your inbox. It's easy peasy. I will have it linked in the show notes. But once again, bonestobulk.com/free meal plan. All right, with that being said, let's dive in. So, I get asked all the time, what's the best workout to do? What's the best rep range? What are the best amount of sets to do? How many exercises to focus on? How many days a week should I work out? How many cheat meals should I have? And, there's not a one-size-fits-all answer to that question. Yes, I think there are some great rep ranges. I think there are some great amount of sets you can do. I think there are some, limitations you need to put on your cheat meals. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter, but I don't think it matters as much as we think. We think that if we're doing the right amount of exercises each day in our workouts, then we're set. Or we think if we're, eating the right amount of cheat meals a week, we're set. Or if we're just consuming the right amount of protein and not worrying about anything else with our nutrition, then we're set. Well, guess what? You're not. You want to know the one, if I had to boil everything down to one thing, one item that is absolutely necessary for your success, you know what it would be? Consistency. That's right, consistency. Because here's the truth. You can do a vegetarian diet. You could do a paleo diet. You could do whatever, and if you're consistent with it and track your calories, you're going to see progress. Now, do I think those are the best diets to do? No, I don't. I think a well-balanced eating from all food groups, eating the right amount of calories is the best way to go. It's the most sustainable. But my point is, there's not a one-size-perfect mold for everybody, but one thing you have to do, regardless of what you're doing, is stay consistent. Same goes for workouts. There's a lot of different workouts you can do. Maybe weightlifting isn't even your thing. I personally think it's like the best thing out there, but maybe it's not your thing. Maybe you love biking. Maybe you love swimming. Maybe you love, rock climbing, cross-country skiing, whatever it is that keeps you fit and active and moving. If you're consistent with it, then you're going to be great, because consistency is what brings change. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're consistent with something, you're going to get better at it. It's going to get easier. If I sit down and I draw for 30 minutes a day and I look up YouTube videos and kind of watch how to do it, guess what? After a year, I'm going to be a whole lot better than I am right now. I may not be great. I may not ever be, a professional just putting 30 minutes in a day, but I'm going to be a whole lot better with consistency. And that's kind of, the point I want to drive home. We all have different goals. Not all of us want to be bodybuilders or up on stage or, just ripped to the hilt. Some of us just want to feel good and feel comfortable in our clothes, and that's fine. So what do you have to do consistently to get to that goal? What do you have to do consistently to get to where you want to be? And again, that's going to be different for everybody depending on what your goal is, depending on, what your starting point is, but it all comes down to consistency. And we think that, that's just too simple. What do I do consistently? Well, you work out, you eat healthy. It's really all it boils down to. And again, I'm not trying to oversimplify this, but it is simple. We make fitness so complicated. Your macros have to be dialed in 100%, and you have to, work the muscle fibers and the Twitch 1 and the Twitch 2 muscle fibers just the correct amount of time. And if you're 30 seconds over, it's going to mess you up and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, like if you're setting out to, be the best as an athlete or the best as a bodybuilder, then yeah, that stuff is going to come into play, because then you have to get into the freaking weeds and micro tune everything. But for the average person who just wants to get in shape, who wants to build some muscle, maybe lose a little bit of body fat, guess what? You don't have to worry about those minute details. Maybe later on, depending on how far you want to go with it, but not right now. Right now, you just need to worry about being consistent. You need to be worried about getting to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. Start there. And even if it's not getting to the gym, then getting some movement in 4 to 5 days a week, whether it's walking or going for a bike ride or whatever it is, staying consistent with some exercise. The next thing is staying consistent with your nutrition. That means not just going off on a crazy binging streak every couple days, but hey, you know what? I'm going to eat healthy all day today. I'm going to eat healthy all day tomorrow. I'm going to eat healthy all day the next day. And then, when I get to Friday night or Saturday night, I'm going to enjoy a cheat meal. I'm still going to kind of keep track of my calories. I'm going to eat lighter going into my cheat meal, so I'm not just completely blowing all of my work out of the water that I did all week. I'm not having an entire binge weekend where I consume 7,000 to 8,000 calories and literally undo all the work I just did that week. No, I'm not talking going that crazy, but I'm talking about that consistency. Consistency always wins. You look at the tortoise and the hare race, right? What is that all about? It's about consistency. Sure, is the rabbit faster than the turtle in an all-out sprint? Of course, nobody doubts that. But when you stop and you start and you stop and you start and you get distracted and you fall asleep and you get lazy, guess what? The consistency wins because it's consistent. It's constant forward progress. And it may not look as sexy, it may not look as fancy because you're making slow progress. You're not just, having this overnight transformation story. Side note, overnight transformation stories don't exist. You don't go from completely out of shape to completely ripped in 30 days or less. It just doesn't happen. Stuff's bullshit, but that's another story altogether. But it's the consistency. It's a daily grind. Think about it this way. Let's say you're investing money. And I don't know a ton about investing, so I'm not going to go very detailed with this description, but let's say you're investing money. Investing money takes time. You slowly build and it collects interest, and then you slowly build more to it. And it's this slow thing. And, from a day-to-day perspective, it doesn't look like much is happening. But when you look over the course of several years, a lot happens. I'll give you, for example, we took out a college fund for our girls. It can be used for other things if they choose not to go to college in life. But the point is, we set aside money when they were born. And even if we don't touch that money, don't add anything else to it in the next 18 years, guess what? They're going to have a sizable chunk of change that they can do, whatever they want with to help them out when they start their own adulthood lives. Again, it's not much to look at that we started with, but accumulated over 18 years and the compound effect of that because of the consistency of that compounding. That's what matters. I'm not trying to get all weird here with financial advice. Please don't take my financial advice. It's probably not the best. My point is, you may not see a big change from day to day. You may not see radical things happening from week to week, but trust the process. Trust that you are staying consistent with it. If you're staying consistent with staying under your calories or staying with whatever your goal is, whether you're trying to gain, whether you're trying to lose, if you're consistent with eating the right amount of calories, if you're consistent with working out, guess what? A year from now, you're going to be way closer to your goal if you haven't already hit it. Why? Not because of this crazy big thing, but because of consistency. So I hope this helps. I hope it, gives you some insight and helps maybe just clear up some confusion you've had or some worry, but just stay consistent. That's it. All right. If you found this helpful, please follow me on any social media platform. I am at Bones to Bulk everywhere. And remember, above all else, no matter what you're going through or what it feels like, you've got this.